If there was one anime series to embody the word disrespect, it would have to be One Piece. The entire story is about one boy and his dream of giving a giant Gear 3 size middle finger to the world, and all the silver spoon hacks that run it. Disrespect isn't a pirate's nature, but what about the opposite of pirates? From brutal beatdowns to straight up dastardly deeds, let's talk about some of the most disrespectful things done by the Marines of One Piece. Disclaimer: spoilers for the One Piece anime and manga. Number 1. Bogart the Goat versus Baby Kobe. Let's kick off with a scene most manga readers may not even know about, with a character that most One Piece fans may not even know about. And that's the fragile legend of Garp's right-hand man, or should we say swordsman, Bogart. Forget everything. The real disrespect here is this man's criminal lack of screen time. I mean, come on! The man was literally at the Paramount War, the Battle of Edward, Sabaody Archipelago, and God Valley, right alongside the most famous Marine of all time. If there was an event in history to turn the swashbuckling seas upside down, you can bet a Bogart was amuck in that mess too. But for now, we'll just have to settle for the brief glimpses of awesome we get from this mysterious hat-wearing hot topic, such as his very first scene, where he slices Kobe's handy pair of stolen pistols into straight sushi before the kid could even react. Just look at this panel. It's only a cover page, but that is just wild to look at. Even Shanks or Mihawk haven't pulled stunts as wacky as pistol sashimi platters. This really begs the question of how strong really is Bogart, and could he be a genuine obstacle in Zoro's journey to be the world's greatest swordsman? Until we know for sure, let's just enjoy the shock on Kobe's face as Bogart shows him exactly how far he needs to go to get to the level of Garp. Number 2. Garp versus Hachinosu. Speaking of Garp, let's do a quick jump from the beginning of the show all the way into the current saga, where we see the strongest Marine on Earth truly live up to his lofty title. Garp is him. And if you ever had trouble believing that before, look no further than the Marine hero single-handedly battling an entire island of pirates, including the literal island itself, and not just winning, but decimating them. This is an island with generations of battle-hardened pirates, more than half of a Yonko crew on it, which includes some gems as an invisible man, an island-sized giant, and a living Molotov cocktail. Oh, and let's not forget the former Marine Admiral, who also happens to be his protege, Kuzan. You'd think this would at least make it a fair fight, but no. Through all this, Garp makes it look like light work, absolutely wiping the floor with them. But that's to be expected, isn't it? He carries the Monkey D name after all. Disrespect and defiance runs in his blood, and it shows with flying colors and a single planet-sized galaxy fist, shattering through Hachinosu. No weapons, no guns. Just like his grandson, all he needs are good old left-right and that damn smile to blast out Conqueror's haki with the force of a literal nuke. What a legend. Unfortunately, as most legends do, Garp decided to take the Shanks route and willingly sacrifice himself for Kobe and the sake of the next generation. So, where we left off, things are a little dicey for our Marine hero. But if the name of Monkey D. Garp shows off one thing, it's that he stays defiant till the end, laughing in the face of death. So let's see who's really in trouble. Number 3. Kizaru versus every single supernova. Continuing on this gravy train of one-sided beatdowns, we have the Shining Stone Zoner himself, Admiral Kizaru, versus the entire worst generation. This was the fight that truly showcased the power of an admiral, in a brawl so devastating that it just rang home even more how far Luffy was from his goal at that point. Let's set the scene. On this very small, quaint cluster of islands lay 12 rookie pirates, making a big name for themselves. 12 extremely promising upstarts, each with a bounty of over 100 million berries. Deemed fit to take over the world one day, strong enough and bold enough to cause global panic just by existing. So they were given the charming title, The Worst Generation, which included our beloved main character, Monkey D. Luffy, who was, up to now, largely undefeated. So that's a combined bounty of 2.15 billion berries across 12 people, which is practically almost Yonko level. So, with all that, who does it seem would win? Them? Or one pinstriped old geezer that looks like he's half asleep? Admiral Kizaru is terrifying in that he's technically undefeated. At most, he's been brought to a draw. But that day was not today. With the power of light, Kizaru blasted through every single one of these poor kids like it was nothing, and they were out before they even saw him coming. And he didn't even have the courtesy to look interested. It's all in a day's work for this guy, and if it wasn't for Kuma and Rayleigh, Kizaru would have ended the entire story in less than an hour and made it home in time for tea. Now that's strength. Number 4. Abandoning Kokoyashi Village. Next up is a bit of a detour from fun fights, getting into some of the genuinely bad, disrespectful things the Marines have done. Like geez, for being the good guys, how is it that you're so bad at actually being good guys? Like in the unfortunate case of Nami's hometown, Kokoyashi Village. The Marines have literally one job: fight pirates and protect civilians, which is two jobs, but really one informs the other. Kokoyashi Village is literally a textbook of what the Marines are there for: an innocent group of civilians overrun by pirates and unable to defend themselves. But what do the Marines do? Nothing. They sent a couple of ships to poke out the Arlong pirates a couple of times, and after being beat, instead of sending at least a few vice admirals, devil fruit user, or hockey user, they just gave up. Let the village suffer. Actually, that's not entirely true. They came back a couple of times for bribes and harassment and literally stealing savings from the residents. So saying that they were zero help is actually being generous, because really, they just added to the problem, leaving the poor villagers all on their own to completely cripple under the unreasonable taxes of the Arlong pirates. On the topic of money, what makes this so much worse is the topic of heavenly tribute. The Marines, as pitiful as they were, did have an obligation to send some sort of help to Nami's village, which means Kokoyashi Village is an island officially under the world government, which means they pay a heavenly tribute to the celestial dragons, which is horrific to think about because it means on top of paying Arlong's tributes, they were also paying a crazy expensive tribute to the Marines too, for the sole purpose of protecting them. Though I suppose they must have stopped with that once they realized no one was coming to aid them. But this has to make the list for some top disrespectful moments, for having every opportunity to do good and just not doing it, because they certainly had the power to if they wanted. Just look at Ohara. But alas, it was not to be, because a small village in the East Blue just wasn't worth it. Number 5. Killing Whitebeard and Ace. Alright, we knew we were gonna have to get to this eventually, and this one's a double feature. Let's talk about the most significant victory we've seen the Marines take in real time through the Paramount War, beating a Yonko crew and killing not only the son of Goldie Roger, but also his rival, the strongest man in the world. But it's not even the fact that it happened, it's how it happened. For an organization opposing pirates, the Marines played some real underhanded tricks to get to victory, like spreading false information to trick Whitebeard's sons into attacking their own adopted father out of fear. Imagine being speared through the chest by your own son. Now imagine being called a traitor by that same son. Yikes. Next up, we have Akainu burning half of Whitebeard's head off, which fair enough isn't in the anime, but man, manga readers were in a treat with that gorgeous sight. When lobotomy is on the table, that's when you realize the gloves are off. And of course, we can't forget Ace. How, after being freed, after escaping, after literally being at the edge of the ship, after Whitebeard's brave declaration of sacrifice, Akainu uses tone. And this move was super effective. He drags Ace back from certain victory with insults. Do you know how incredibly low you have to set the bar if your only option for victory is a yo mama joke? Or I suppose a yo papa joke. In any case, this gets Ace to turn back around, which of course starts the first series in the domino chain that eventually leads to his death, thus making every sacrifice made by the pirates fizzle to nothing, all because of Akainu. To be honest, this entire section of devious shenanigans was all just Akainu being a straight-up villain. This man is a menace to society, even his own society, because he'll murk his own people if they don't give him the sir yes sir. Heck, Shanks had to stop him from killing Kobe. When a pirate steps in to stop a Marine from killing another Marine, that's when you know things have gotten topsy-turvy. Even more so when that same Marine is then promoted to the highest position in the Navy. What a time. So congratulations, Akainu, you officially receive our award for most disrespectful Marine. Add it to your collection. At least you earned this one. And that's the big scoop on disrespectful Marine activity. Walk away, Big News Morgans, because these are the stories of the world's heroes you won't be printing. Of course, one video can't encompass every single devious thing the Marines have done. So before we leave, some honorable mentions are in order. So let's rattle out a few. Destroying Zoro's sword with the rust fruit. Lying to the giants at Eni's lobby to make them work as guards. Slicing through half a mountain on Amazon Lily. Dehydrating the inmates of Udon prison after they were caught. Spandom. Just spandom. Freezing Luffy solid before cycling into the ocean.